FemHype crew!
Hi, FemHype crew!
Paige is actually joining today, which is really exciting.
I'm playing. What are you talking about?
Paige is playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and this is Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender.
So thanks to your Twitter votes.
Yes. You voted this.
We are going with the Bull romance. This is a video dedicated only to Bull.
And Zuko.
Well, yeah, but like the Bull romance in general. And I think that it's interesting. I think, hopefully, you want to hear our commentary on the Bull romance.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've never done this before. This is the first time we're going through it, so.
And we've never seen anyone play through the Bull romance, which is interesting. So as you can see, I'm sure a lot of you know, this is right after the Fade and everything in Adamant goes down. So Bull is having, like, you know, issues with the demons.
We haven't yet done the party.
No, we haven't done the Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts yet. But, so Paige wrote an article, really interesting, you should check it out, about how, you know, if you're not really up on the lore of a game, you can kind of substitute it by putting in characters from different fandoms into the game itself.
Right.
So as you can see, Paige made Zuko, and
I made Zuko as a joke, to be honest.
he looks really good. He came out good.
And then I was interested in playing someone who has this kind of character arc. Because I think you had said...
Me?
Yes.
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
That...
Probably, if I tried,
my train of thought's gone.
it'd involve a lot of
That's okay. Demon crap.
Oh, you had said that the Inquisitor is kind of bleh, like
Yeah.
character-wise
Yeah.
and personality-wise in comparison to the other characters that you've played in the other Dragon Age games.
Yep.
I think that's what you're saying.
That's what I was saying.
So I think that if it's a good way to relive a game that you like, but it's also a good way to play a game that you don't necessarily know about, or you just want to add some pizzazz.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because you've sort of, like, I played through Inquisition once entirely before you started playing Dragon Age. And then when you came on, it was interesting to see you interpret the game in different ways. And we have Elsa's playthrough also on the YouTube channel, if you want to check that out. Elsa from Frozen. So it's interesting that we're getting this different perspective on the narrative through Zuko, because Zuko's a really, for those of you who are fans of that show, Zuko's a really strong character in and of himself. Like, he's just a really strong personality. And he's hilarious.
And from the beginning, he's kind of a hard ass, and he's kind of a little whiny, and you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't necessarily like the attention that he's getting because it's always negative. He just anticipates every interaction to be a negative one. So, I think it's interesting because then his character changes, and he starts to realize that, you know, people aren't out to get him, and he has a bit more of a character arc where he softens up a bit and really lets people in.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You know what, also, we didn't know initially, because I guess Zuko was a joke character at first. We didn't know who he was going to romance, and we kind of, like, were throwing around. I think Cassandra was one of them, was high up there, because we thought that she was a bit like Katara in that she challenges people. But it just wasn't like...
But they look too much like brother and sister and cousins that I didn't even want to touch it, because they really, like, when they're talking next to each other...
Yeah, it really does look... The resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah, it's laughable. We
was
laugh
too
every
much...
time they have dialogue together.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, like, Zuko and Azula being together.
Yeah.
Like, it was just weird.
Right.
So...
Or Zuko and May.
Oh, yeah, we don't ship that. I'm sorry, Zuko May fans. Don't ship it. Who was the other?
Dorian.
Dorian was another one we thought
But
of.
we thought that his personality was too large for
Yes.
Zuko to handle during his character arc.
Yep, he would be too intimidated by that.
Right.
We did use the flirt options, though, because you sort of, like, when you flirt with him, you're, like, stumbling over yourself and being an idiot. So, like, it did work out in terms of his dialogue.
And Dorian did, you know, express his interest multiple times, and he still continues to. So.
He does continue to, he tries to get it, but...
And grim.
Oh, well.
Crazy bunch of assholes. But they're mine.
Yeah, so you're getting to know... And you know what? Okay, so about the Chargers, I was saying the other night that I feel like you know, if you romance Bull, obviously you're kind of like pseudo-adopting like the Chargers as your family and friends group kind of thing. And I think that's really good for Zuko because at this point in his character arc, he would have joined Team Avatar. So this is very like ragtag group of misfits type of thing that Zuko like is trying to be a part of, you know? Like he first comes in, everybody's kind of like, oh, who's this dork, you know what I mean? And he's not really fitting in for obvious reasons, you know, he was an asshole before, but I think it works out with his character that he's seeking the approval of these people who are, they're really cool people, you know? Like, he wants to be with them and, like, he wants to understand them, so I think it makes sense.
It's for aiming. Old elven trick you wouldn't understand.
And then, what were we saying? We were saying that, Bull was like, I think like Bull challenges Zuko in a good way, you know, like he sees through the bullshit, and he sees him for who he is, and a lot of people I think see Zuko as like this, you know, you were saying before, either like an asshole or he gets negative reactions from people,
right?
And only like,
well, it's not that he necessarily gets negative reactions, it's that he anticipates those negative reactions, so he goes into situations distancing himself from other people because he assumes that they won't like him for whatever reason. Most likely because of the crap that happened with his father.
That was hella deep.
Honor!
Honor!
Grim, is it?
Grim doesn't talk.
Also interesting, I don't know if anyone watching has done the Bull romance, but you can flirt with him, but you get nowhere for like maybe 50% of the game. Like, it just doesn't go anywhere. And he's not, like, reciprocating. He's not, like, responding. He's sort of dodging it the whole time. Which I think
probably, dialogue-wise and personality-wise, how consistent it is, it's probably my favorite romance that I've seen.
Really?
Because he's so nonchalant about it, and you think, like, oh, he's not interested, he's not interested, he's not interested. And then he just shows up in your room, and he's like, hey, I know. You know what I mean?
Hey, I know.
And I feel like that's such his personality because in his culture, that's not what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true to his culture. So if you're like, why were we just in the tavern and now... No, Bernice! Why are we just in the tavern and now we're in the hinterlands? Well...
It's because I don't have enough approval rating with Bull, even though I did look up what things he approved of. Where are you going?
What is this thing?
Oh, you going that way?
Yeah.
There was an opening in the bottom.
Alright,
whatever. He likes when you race with your horse. Someone's gonna make that dirty.
Please make it dirty.
He likes when you do the racing quest. There we go.
Oh, God.
So I brought him, and we're doing it.
Yeah, this is Master Dennett's horse farm thingy.
Except if you know anything about me in video games, I'm terrible at stairs, I'm terrible at jumping puzzles, and I'm terrible at racing. So Jillian is doing this part.
I have the controller. I have the power.
Yep.
I love racing. I've always wanted to do a racing video, but I feel like nobody would care. Hi.
Probably not.
Nobody likes to watch me race. Go!
this work. Andraste, bless me. Andraste, bless me. Andraste, bless me. Andraste, bless me.
So, once
Please
you...
let this work.
once you...
Yes!
Impressed Bull
Oh!
with your superior riding
I see
skills.
it on the map. I see it on the map. Oh, shit. Yes, 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 yes. I will do it.
All right. Wow.
Come on, Krem. I'm working my ass off trying to get you to see that move.
You still got plenty of arse
He's
left,
so
Chief.
beautiful.
Your worship.
Glad you came by.
Really, in retrospect, I wanted Zuko to be with creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Creme brulee.
100%.
However, this is the closest I can get. So really, Bull is second choice.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's because Kren likes bards.
What did the letter
You know,
say?
bards.
I know, but Zuko could probably sing if
They
he
don't like
tried.
Corypheus or
Really?
If
You
it was
think
like
that?
The Sims,
And they
he could just
really
work on
don't
it for
like red
days
lyrium.
and then be like
They're
fabulous.
ready to
That's
work
true.
with
You
us.
could have been a
Fabulous.
bard. You could have been a bard of origins.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
You don't care.
That could be a powerful
He only
alliance.
slightly approves.
My people have never made a full.
Oh, am I too eager?
Yeah, you're too much.
This would be a big step.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
They found a massive red lyrium.
We always
shipping
get a
off
shot of
the
his
South
shoulders. Like, they think we're so into his back.
They wanted us to hit it together. Talked about
It's
bringing in
pretty
one
cool,
of
all
their
the
dreadnoughts.
details you can see, though.
Always
Yeah.
wanted to see
I
one of
like the
those
design.
big warships in action.
Didn't you give him a new outfit?
Yeah, but you won't see it in this. He has like a little green bib. It's cute.
Go
Yeah,
get some
I like the bib.
water.
Where's your bib, Bob?
They're worried about tipping the smugglers, so no harm.
Apparently it's really hot in
Charges,
Skyhold.
you, maybe some backup.
Like, tropical weather.
You don't seem entirely happy about this.
No, I'm good. It's, I'm used to them being over there. It's been a while.
I thought Kunari
Does
wanted to
everyone like
extend their reach
Zuko's
to the whole
outfit?
world.
Yeah.
I like his
didn't
red
think I'd see
scarfy.
Yeah, Fire Nation.
The Qn answers a lot of questions.
Also,
When the
It's a good
Fire
life
Nation
for a lot of
attacked.
people,
when
but
do
it's a
you
big
think...
change.
I'm asking you,
and
Paige.
a lot of folks
Also,
here wouldn't do so well
The
at that
Never
time.
mind.
Fire Lord is
guess
totally
it's not like
Corypheus.
we're
Anyway, go
converted.
ahead.
This is just us
Anyways,
joining forces against
what I was
Corypheus.
gonna ask you is,
On that
when do
front,
you think
I
Zuko
think
started to like Bull? Like Bull?
I think the Inquisition could use some help from the Kunari.
When was the moment he went, I'm
Good.
kind of interested,
I'll
but
pass
I'm
on
so
word to-
dorky and not
I think
cool.
he's 100% from the beginning been intrigued.
Okay.
Because I think Zuko envies the confidence.
Yeah, he definitely
And
does.
I think with everyone that you meet, anyone who's confident, I think he's intrigued by and I think he's very interested in. But I think that's what started the interest.
Yeah.
And I think that he's also very, like, not just confident, but sure of himself, meaning that, like,
Bull is.
yes, that he doesn't, whatever he tells you from the beginning, that's who he is. Like, he's a transparent, sure of himself person. He will decide things and will follow through with them, even if he might have to make up the consequences later. Like, he's just very...
Yeah, decisive.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I feel like that's something that he craves, because at least in the beginning of The Last Airbender, Zuko was not decisive at all and would let other people make decisions for him. And so, I mean, in a negative way.
Yeah.
But I think he also strives for that because he's trying to learn now. Like, he's realizing that, you know, I'm not the only person in this whole war, in this whole scenario.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than just me. Worldview. He
Aw.
provides worldview.
Yeah. Imagine, though, really think about it. Zuko actually leading the Inquisition.
All right.
Lord.
Kunari contacts should be here to meet us.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Like,
Good to see
that's
you
why I think it fits so much better in the
Yeah.
story than I originally
Last
thought.
I heard, you were still in Sahara.
You know, he's banished from his...
Decided I'd calm down enough to go back into
Like,
the
if
world.
you... I mean, obviously it's not, like, exactly the same, but he's leaving his team, which is the other side of this whole war.
Yeah.
It's Corypheus and all of that.
You're doing good work.
And
I look forward to working together.
he's kind of thrown on the other side, and then he's letting other people decide, because he doesn't know what he wants, he doesn't know what he believes, and that's something too that we've played with is, you know, his religious side. Does he really believe? Does he not? He's not really sure. So I think that's been interesting to play with because, you know, then you make him Inquisitor. He's like, why? And he's slowly gaining confidence, deciding, especially when we came back from the Fade and we had the Judgment, sitting in Judgment. I mean, that was huge for him. You know?
Yeah, making any kind of decision that would affect so many people and like having to actually be an authority is interesting for him.
But that's the point too, in that like sitting in Judgment thing, he like, you know, anytime there's an opportunity to hand that person off for judgment of other people, the people who, you know, they've crossed, he'll do it.
Yeah, you mean like the option you get when the Wardens join,
Right.
you can send people to be judged by the Wardens. I'm interested, this is like a long-term thing, but I'm interested to see how he reacts to Blackwall's deception, because I think that that's... Would Zuko give someone another chance, knowing that somebody gave him a chance, or would he be, like, totally betrayed?
Grim can lead the charges. Let me fill him in.
I think there's still, because I don't think that Zuko goes, you know, 100% in one direction.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, he would definitely have the hot-headed nature of who he is inside, where he would feel very, very betrayed, and it would take him a long time, kind of like Cassandra, like you've seen with Elsa. It's taken Cassandra a long time to even be able to talk to him again.
Yeah.
I think it would take him a long time to forgive him, but he would also forgive him. Because, you know, he wouldn't be who he is unless someone gave him a second chance.
Sorry, I'm distracted by how cute these kids are!
Prince wants this red lyrium ship.
Little!
Yes, I know. Thanks.
Oh, look, they're
No, I
together!
don't have mothers. Remember?
We'll be fine, Chief.
All right, Chargers.
Two dads.
Horns up.
Horns up!
Who likes his armor? 'Cause I do.
Zuko's?
Bulls.
Oh.
I mean Zuko's too.
Right. Chargers, hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast. When this is over, drinks are on me.
You got it, Chief.
Do it for the
Charges.
drinks!
Double time. Let's move!
Do it for the dad.
Do it for the drinks. Do it for the drinks.
You gave your charges the easier target.
You think?
Lower and farther from the smuggler's ship. It's much less
I was
likely
supposed
to
to
be
go that
heavily
way.
defended.
Sorry.
Suppose we'll do the heavy
Do
lifting.
what you want. You think for the
Just
drink.
like old times.
I always bring Bull, Blackwall, and Sarah on my team. Just to let you know.
It's funny.
Yeah, they have really good commentary together. I don't bring Cassandra, not because I don't love her, but because sometimes she's a little nasty to Sarah. A little too nasty, in my opinion.
She gets over that though.
Yeah, she does, but in the beginning I just felt kind of uncomfortable. Like, she just,
Yeah.
you know, Sarah says a lot of, in her, you know, outside dialogue, says a lot of ignorant things.
Yeah.
And Cassandra was, you know, very frustrated with that, and I totally get it. Character-wise, makes sense in dialogue, but it just made me feel uncomfortable and not like a happy team. And I didn't want someone being mean to Sarah when, like, she was on my side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Vivian's the same way with Sarah. Like, not a lot of people react to Sarah in a good way, except for, like, Bull's really supportive.
Make out any of your
People
Blackwall's-
don't understand how to take her.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know, because, you know, you still have the option of,
They're my men. I've been with some of them for years.
you know, kicking her out of the Inquisition whenever the heck you want.
Yeah.
So, I think people don't understand why she's there, and they're never really getting a straight answer. And it makes sense. But, she's a good companion.
Some, like, a lot of party companions, like, have, a lot of companions have good party dialogue, but some of them really just don't mesh, and it's definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're not Dalish. Were you confined to an
Oh my
alien age
God.
as a child?
Not for bloody long.
You may be interested to know that Kunandar treats our kind far better
They're
than
talking about elves.
or Lay.
No, not interested in how you want to treat me.
Perhaps another time then.
Elves! the Inquisition should have tents like this.
Big armored things.
Or are they just
That's just a
barriers?
barrier.
Oh, I thought they were cool armored tents.
No, that would make sense though, wouldn't it?
Wow. Wouldn't that be cool though? Like a flimsy, like, if you could just fold open like a metal tent, like how badass would that be?
We're clear, Cat.
Pretty cool.
Right? I'm so cool like that.
Pretty cool.
Chargers already sent theirs up. See them down there?
Also, when you're talking to Bull in the tavern, he mentions in passing that there are more chargers, or there are more mercs in his group than what we're seeing here, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, they're getting more drinks.
Yeah, he
So I
mentioned
wonder
there's
if they
more
even
people.
come out with him or if they're still drinking back at the tavern.
I think they're probably still drinking.
And how much we pay them?
Nice.
We pay them in alcohol, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, alright. That's not that bad.
That's why they're in the tavern. They don't leave because that's what they're getting paid to.
I'm gonna be honest.
The Chargers can't stand against that kind of force.
No.
I think
They
I'm
can't.
most interested in this
You'll may
character
need to
because
hold
I'm
that
able
position,
to
Bull.
use those bottom
do that.
choices, which I'm normally
They're
very
dead.
scared to use.
Yeah.
Because there's the most blunt option.
Interestingly, though, many characters respond positively to
Oh
it.
my
It's
gosh.
wonderful.
So many characters come up and they start complaining about all the shit that they have to do. And Zuko will choose that last answer that's basically like, you know, yeah, but there's other things to do. We're like, yeah, but you can handle it. And they're like, you're right. There are
Yeah.
more important things. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Like Blackwall. Blackwall whines so much.
Yeah,
So much more than I even remember.
yeah.
And so
Whining
it's
all the time.
nice to, yeah. Duh.
Call the retreat.
Don't.
They're falling back.
Little kids!
All these years, Hisrad, and you throw away
Protect
all
children.
you are. For what?
Don't we
For
have
this.
this armor?
For them.
The guy's wearing?
It looks familiar.
Did I get it for Elsa? or
Protect the
something?
dreadnought.
I don't know.
So do I.
Looks cute and green.
Yeah, it matches his eyes.
A little too much though.
What I just said is too much?
No.
Too much matchy-matchy?
Yeah.
Agreed.
No way they'll
Too
get
much
out
green.
of range. Won't be long now.
Bull, when the dreadnought sinks,
Sinks. Canary dreadnoughts don't sink.
Interesting. Okay, this is also interesting. I was thinking before about how this is like a pivotal moment for Ball,
Let's get back
and
to
he has to. It's sort of like a crisis of faith. Like he's giving up everything right now. This is a huge thing for him. And so for Zuko to actually have to be there for somebody else in that kind of crisis moment, which he's had many of them. Like every season, Zuko's a crisis.
Right.
Of Avatar, at least. And he's sort of gone through almost the full arc at this point for his character within Inquisition. And it's interesting to me that Bull doesn't necessarily express that crisis in the same way, but Zuko is being called upon, sort of like in Katara's, like the final part of her arc.
Mm-hmm.
She was having like an emotional crisis of like faith, and it was great. And he had to be there for her, and it was really hard for him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he got through it, and he did it, you know, as well as he could.
Right.
Because he's not exactly equipped for that kind of stuff. So it's sort of like happening here now. You have to like be in tune with somebody else's wants and needs that aren't your own.
Hey, boss.
Inquisitor,
Why did you follow
it
us
is my
home?
duty to inform
Yeah,
you
why
of
is he in
your life
Skyhold,
in
though?
our people.
Why don't we
Nor
just
will
finish
you
our
receive any
conversation?
more Ben
He
Hasrat
said that he had to
from
tell you that,
Al-Shaf
like
ally.
officially
You under
tell him
orders
that
to kill me, Gat?
he's out of the queue, but
No.
still.
No shit.
The Ben
Yeah,
Hasrat
like,
have
really,
already lost
we get
one
it.
good man.
Duh.
Rather not
He
lose
looks
it.
better in this light, though.
Ugh.
He doesn't look as washed out.
So much for that.
How are you feeling?
you're right.
Yeah. Guess I'll
Uh-oh.
have more free time.
Disapproval!
I might not get the romance now.
Boss,
I lost a
let me
point.
have this one, all right? This one needs to be mine. You're late.
He'll be alright.
Chief.
He greatly
So
approved
often
before.
time for those
Yeah,
events.
but I don't think
Good
that's
to see you,
enough.
Inquisitor.
Could you imagine 1 point and he doesn't want to romance you?
Probably. I think I just got it. Oh gosh. Stress! Oh, the stress. We got it.
We did it! Claps. Little audience claps here, please.
Hello. The guy who has not been
So,
responding to
listen,
any
I've
of
got
your
the hints. I get what you're
advances.
saying.
Suddenly
You
he's
want to
here.
rouse
He's ready
And
now.
he's ready.
Can't say I blame you, but
Okay,
I'm
so
not
this
sure
is
you're
really
interested.
cool, actually.
Not
Because
sure if
this
you're ready
romance
for
is
it.
pretty tame here.
You can always say I've changed my mind.
You can, and he gives you that option every time. You must be mistaken.
Oh, I'm ready.
Listen to his tone of voice, though.
See,
Bull's
you
tone
say
of voice
that,
changes
but
here,
you really
which is really
don't
interesting
know
to me.
what that
He's not
means.
talking to you like he talks to people in, like, the tavern.
Do not pursue romance with Iron Bull.
Interesting wording.
You wanted me to say this, right?
Before, but...
Are we gonna do this?
We were Snapchatting this, like our personal Snapchats.
We did, yeah. Oh my god.
Last chance.
See, he gives you every opportunity to say no, and you can still say
Look,
no.
end any potential romance with Iron Bull, which I
He'll
think
never-
is really interesting.
He'll never come on to you ever again. I like the please don't leave.
We don't need me.
Won't you please stay?
Look at his face. He's really charmed by that. He likes that.
This is super tame.
This is tame and it's sweet.
Yeah.
Because look what happens here, though.
Is
Look.
the Inquisitor in sight? I have some information
redhead,
that
by the
may be...
No. Let him rest.
So he's really sweet. I don't think she listened, though. She
I don't
shook her
think she
head.
did either.
She's like, yeah, sure. And she waits like 5 minutes and then goes,
No, I think she's like, what the happened in there? Da da da.
he's well rested now.
Na.
Oh Lord. I think it's interesting. You know, I was never much for Bull's character. I thought he was funny, but I didn't think any more of him. And seeing this side of him, which is like softer and I don't know, more attentive.
Yeah. We'll just wait until we get to this part,
Yeah.
this next part, because that doesn't necessarily start the romance with him.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're not in a romance with
You're
him.
able to then talk to him and kind of understand, because what I had said earlier, as soon as that scene ended, I said, you know, what does that mean with, you know, he had dialogue earlier about being with the girls in the tavern, and I was like, I can't be the only person because I know his dialogue, I know his culture, and it doesn't necessarily make sense.
Are these nuts or seeds?
Yeah, you knew he was in like he was with other people.
So you can ask him questions about, you know, defining the relationship.
Yeah.
DTR.
Oh God. Status update. I need to update
What's
my
going on,
Facebook
boss?
ball, and I don't know what to
We need to talk
put.
about what happened between us.
Oh, that. Sure.
Is this
What's on your mind?
complicated?
Is that what I should say?
Yeah.
Nobody has ever done that to me before. I enjoyed it.
Of course you did. Ben Hasrath training, remember? Grew up learning to manipulate people. When it's a hostile target, you give
Doing a
them
little
what they want.
backstory. The fairy lights are going.
But when it's someone you care about, you give them what they need.
I feel like he'd ask.
Yeah. Because he has no friggin' idea what he's doing
I-
right now.
So if I agree, how does this...
Cinnamon roll
Work.
Zuko.
Outside this room, nothing changes. You're the Inquisitor. You're the boss. I will never hurt you without your permission. You will always be safe. If you're ever uncomfortable, if you ever want me to stop, you say Kato, and it's over. No questions asked.
No!
That is so cruel.
That's terrible.
That's
Why
what-
would you go that
I
far
don't
and
know.
then be like, well, I guess if you feel uncomfortable with what he's saying now, because the dialogue adds more. I mean, the first scene that you had didn't really tell you.
It didn't know. He's still not really saying it.
This is.
Oh, you thought this through?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little unnerving that you have this
Oh,
down
wow.
to a system.
Systems are comfortable. And my goal
That's not what I thought he was going to say.
is for you to get
Oh, all right.
very comfortable.
Well, every opportunity they give you.
Begin.
Yeah. Well.
Can do.
Well, okay, just to clarify, Bull, I mean, I know we had some talks, but we didn't really get a chance to totally
talk.
explore it.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you.
Wait, can I just say that Zuko's the type to, like, put up the relationship status and then, like,
Prematurely?
wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, frantically, nervously wait for, like, the person to accept it, because you have to accept it as the other person.
I feel like he would immediately say, Who else have you been with?
Who are you with now?
My legs.
My
Also,
honor.
is creme available? Creme de la creme.
Also, is Grab single.
They need someone who makes them feel special. Lets them cut loose with no repercussions. I let them bounce on top.
All right.
So their tits look nice. Everybody wins. I mean, I used to. Long as we're doing this.
Interesting.
I've got my
Yeah.
So that's confirmation.
So what is this?
What are we
What are we
doing?
doing?
What are we?
If you want it light and casual, that's fine with me.
I think this is the most dialogue you get with a romance.
Yeah, actually.
At least my last thing with Josephine was like
But for some
not a lot of
reason,
questions
there
exchanged.
is an old tradition.
Pretty sure 40% of my romance with Dorian was yelling about slavery.
So obviously my next goal is to kill a dragon.
Yeah.
That's it. I guess I'll ask this too. I don't know.
You told me that this is what I needed. What did you mean by that?
But this has been the bull
You
romance.
didn't ask for the job, but you've taken on the responsibility.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting start, and it's a little more nuanced than I expected it was going to be, because some of the romances are,
You
you
need
know,
a place where you can be
what
safe.
they are, which works for the character, but I was assuming that Bull was going to be one of the fun ones, kind of like Sarah is.
Does Creme know? Creme, do you know?
This is important.
Shame the alliance with the Chiefs.
Oh my
Creme.
God, Creme. I think Creme is just being classy. Get it? Cremisi is a classy. His last name is a classy. It's funny.
I'm putting crickets in there.
No, don't.
So that was Iron Ball. This video is probably a little long. Sorry.
But you love it because you love Bull.
That's all I got for you. Oh wait, should I show them what Cassandra says?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, this is good.
This is so awkward.
Don't go yet.
This
This is a good one.
This is what happened after I romanced. I was so excited. I was ready to go, and then I was like, let me see what Cassandra's... Oh, I gotta do this cutscene. Okay, I feel like they're brother and sister,
Yeah.
but like a better brother and sister than
Azula?
Azula is, because she actually gives a shit about him.
Yeah. And this is sad though, because Cassandra she actually lost her brother, so they sort of have that going on now, the sibling thing.
Yeah, so...
You can tease her and it's funny and...
Right. I think it was nice that, I don't know. But it was strange because I've probably flirted with Cassandra maybe twice,
There is
maybe more. I don't know. Wait, first look at them and see how similar they look.
You and Iron Bull.
Like, ridiculously
That's
similar.
love.
Anyway, so flirted with her maybe like 2 times. The first character I ever made, I romanced Cassandra, and I didn't really like the path that it went. I like her as a character, but like I just didn't want to do that again. So flirted 2 times, and now she's totally into it. Look at this. Look, I'm breaking her heart.
Yeah. You could have said before, are you jealous?
I don't see why.
True enough. It is your business, and I will leave it.
Yeah, they just gave you that was like the...
I literally broke off the romance.
But there was
Meanwhile,
no-
I still have a chance to talk with Scout Harding, even though I
do.
know you can't romance her.
Yeah.
And I still have the opportunity to talk with Dorian, even though I told him no as well.
Dorian has the hots for you like crazy.
Yeah. But isn't that sad? I'm sorry, Cassandra. I didn't mean it. I just wanted a different playthrough. And you didn't fit in the equation.
It's terrible.
Sorry.
Oh well.
If only you'd be with Elsa. But you weren't.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you so much for joining us, FemHype Crew.
Thanks for watching.
Who did you romance? Drop it in the comments.
Would you ever romance Bull, or does it scare you? Did this make it less scary or more scary?
Because
Let
it's
me
not
know.
scary at all.
Yeah, it's less scary
I thought
than
it was
I
going to
thought.
be scary. It's not.
Less scary than I thought.
Yeah, so enjoy it.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
And accompanying him, Lord Inquisitor Trevelyan of the Ostrich Circle of Magi.